So to start off with, you're going to want to block out your eyebrows. Now, the method I'm going to use here is the glue stick method. You can use the spirit gum and the brow wax if you want, but I've just got these to hand and it's much easier. What you need to do is to apply a nice thin layer over both eyebrows with the glue stick, powder it and let it dry. Once that's dry, you need to then go back in with the glue stick and apply a much thicker layer, again powdering and letting it dry in between layers. Once that's done, you can move on to the next step. There you go, so eyebrows are all covered. Once that's done, what you want to move on to is the base. Now Edward is obviously very pale, but he's still got a bit of skin colour showing through, so I'm going to mix 2 parts MAC Matchmaster foundation in 1.0 with 1 part Stargazer white foundation, mix 2 together and then apply to the face. So once the base is on, what you want to do is to powder it. I'm using Ben 9 Neutral Set Translucent Powder just to set the makeup. Right, okay, so now that's done, what you want to move on to is the contour. So for this, I'm using the Sleek Contour Kit, and I'm going to use this darker contour colour here. What you want to do is you want to hollow out the cheekbones. Obviously, Johnny Depp's got very pronounced cheekbones, I haven't, so I'm going to make it look like I have, hopefully. Once I've done that, I can then move on to the eyes. The eyes, obviously, really sad expression. It comes up quite pointed to where the start of your eyebrow would be, and then comes down, slopes down, and then obviously the colour comes quite low underneath the eye. Okay, so once the contour is done, now we can move on to the eyes. So taking that same colour to start off with, and I'm going to take the colour from the bridge of the nose up into a point, just like this, and then bring that colour back down. Okay, so once you've got the base for the eyes, you want to start darkening up in the inner corners. So for this, I'm using, again, Sleek makeup. I'm using this colour here. This is in the Naturel palette. It's called Bark. I'm going to use that and apply it all on the inside of the eye. Okay, and then just taking a clean MAC 217, I'm just going to blend these colours all together. Take the colour down the side of the nose, just whatever's left on the brush, just to contour the nose slightly. Get slightly darker again, just in this inner corner here. What I'm also going to do is just do a little bit of contour underneath the lip. I'm taking the same brush with the rest of the colour, the bark colour on it. I'm just going to run that underneath the bottom lip. Just a little bit, just to give it a bit more shape and depth. And again, once that's on, just run MAC 217 that you were using earlier just underneath that, just to blend it out. Okay, so once you're happy with all the shading, with the eyes and everything like that, we can move on to the scars. Now, if you're using scar wax, I'd recommend doing scar wax before you do the contour and the eyes, but I'm actually going to paint them on. Well, when I say paint, I'm going to use a very light concealer from MAC. I'm going to create the scars, using a reference picture, of course, to make sure they're going in the right place. I'm going to create the lines using a very, very thin brush. This is actually a lip brush from OCC. I'm going to create create the scars all over the face with the concealer, and then I'm going to shade around them and highlight and contour. Okay, so to start off with, Edward's got one scar just coming down the side of his face, down the side of his nose. Just like that. It's got a slight curve to it. He's got another scar on the side of his face just down here, which kind of goes along with the angle of his jaw. Just around there. It's got one coming up here near the eyebrow area. Paint it on roughly. He's got one coming across his lip. And one on this side of the lip. Okay, so once you've got these on, we can now move on to the contour. Again, I'm going to use the same colour that I was using before, which is the Sleek Contour Kit. Yeah, just use that and go around the outside each of the scars. So, to start off with up here, you're going to want to take that contour colour and run it underneath this side of the scar, because obviously the light will be hitting it from above. So, use the smallest amount of the contour colour and drag it down underneath. And then just carry on with the rest of the scars. So now that we're finished with the face and the scars, what I want to do is actually paint on his costume. If you've got the costume, that's absolutely fine, just wear that. I'm actually going to body paint it today. So first things first, I'm going to paint from the top of my neck down, all in black, and then I'll add the details on in a minute. So now that my body's painted black, what I'm going to do is add in some highlights. So for this I'm just going to blend a bit of Snazaroo white watercolour into the black, just to add a little bit more detail, a bit more depth, make it look a bit more like the outfit. Okay, so now that obviously the outfit has got all the white highlighting on it, I'm going to add in the gold detail. So for this I'm using Sleek Molten Metal. I'm going to use the gold version and use both shades. I'm also using just a very small detail brush, and I'm going to create some loops around the neck piece, down on the chest. So I thought I was nearly finished, and then I realised I haven't done the lips. Yeah. Right, Edward's got quite dark lips, looks quite bitten and quite sore, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a very dark purpley shade from Sleek Makeup. It's in the Rio palette. I'm not exactly sure of the name of it though, unfortunately, but it's this colour right here. I'm going to use that to fill in the shape of the lips. I'm going to add in a little bit of black. Right, okay, so now the lips are finished, we can pop on the wig and the rest of our costume. I'm also going to put on some scissory hands. Obviously the look wouldn't be finished without them. So once I put that on, I'll be right back. So there we go guys, the finished look. Hope you enjoyed the video guys. If you did, remember to rate, comment and subscribe. Until the next video, I'll see you all soon.